Hi guys, today we're going to be making a pocket gift pouch thing. I don't really know what to call it, but anyway, we're going to be using the Spellbinders December kit. I get the kit and caboodle, so I have the dies and all of the little extras that come with it. And you've probably seen plenty of unboxings, so I'm not really going to go through it too much, just a quick overview. But for this project, you are going to need an envelope, and I would suggest something that's at least 5x7 card-sized envelope. This is how I keep my dies. I usually have them backed on some type of a magnetic sheet. And this is kind of just what came in the kit. That gorgeous washi tape, some enamel dots, and the ephemera. I wish it had come with doubles, but it didn't. So I got to be a little bit sparing with that. And this is all the cardstock that came in the kit. And we will be using some, but not all of it. And then the paperback. This is some very thin paper, so you're always going to need to back it on something. So we're just going to start by taking our 5x7 envelope, and I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to cut a couple inches off the top because I just want it to be pocket sized. And for the thing that we're going to be making that goes on the inside, which is why I suggest at least a 5x7 sized envelope, is going to be a folio, and we're going to be using A2 sized envelopes for the folio. So you want something obviously big enough to hold an A2 sized folio. So we're just going to attach that flap there to make the actual pocket. And then I'm kind of showing you that the squares on the side, if I don't mention a size, if you could eyeball it, if you really need to know exactly the size of what I made is, but honestly the pocket itself is personal preference. So I have this punch, big circle punch, and this is literally all I ever use it for. So I'm just going to make a little spot on there with my circle punch, and then I'm just going to pick a paper and I'm going to cut it down to size. And this is the one that I chose to start decorating the front of my pocket. I'm also going to use that circle punch again and just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to totally be decorating and embellishing the front of this pocket, so anything that may be a little bit off is not going to be noticed. So I'm just going to use my tape, my ATG gun, and we are going to attach this to the front of our pocket. I didn't line it up exactly right, but luckily I hadn't pushed it down yet, so it's easy to pick back up. Then I'd already used this paper pack for a couple of other things, and I had some scraps in it that I wanted to use. And I love, love, love this paper right here, so I had to use it. So I'm just going to kind of trim it down, and I trimmed it down to 2.5 inches. And then I'm going to take the pink with, I think it's a rose gold, is the shiny accents that are on there, because the gold paper that came in the kit does not match as well as the rose gold that I have from one of my tonic craft kits. So whenever you see me using the shiny paper, it's not the gold that came in this kit. It's the rose gold from a tonic kit that I had, previous tonic kit. So basically I just kind of bordered that fabulous plaid paper, and now I'm just going to kind of line it up where I want to have it on my front, and then I'm just going to trim off the edges. And that's going to kind of make our area to decorate, so to speak. So now we're going to get started on making our embellishments for the front of our package here. And using the dies that came in the kit, like I said, I get the kit and caboodle, so I have both, well actually 3 sets of dies. I cut out flowers from all the different dies that came in, and I used some burlap, and I wanted to kind of bring in some woodsy, organic-y looking stuff. So that's going to be the base of my flower, and I'm just showing you all the dies that I used to cut out the different elements of the pieces. And then I couldn't find my little embossing mat anywhere, so I just used a piece of fun foam and my little embossing tool. And then this is just how I kind of give them some dimension. For the brown, it's the thick cardstock that came in the kit, so you have to kind of press a little bit hard, but this paper is so thin that you just barely have to barely have to press down. And it's real easy to rip, which I did, so just kind of be careful if you're gonna try to do what I'm doing right now. Just got to go kind of slow and be real nice to it. So I'm just going to do this to all the pieces. And this, that is the rose gold. Like I said, it's not the gold that came in the kit. It's the rose gold from a tonic kit. And I'm not going to do anything with that because it will hold everything you do to it. It'll make the permanent impressions in the flower, and I didn't want that to happen. So I'm going to do the same thing with the little leaves. Just kind of making them all curl up a little bit. That one made me laugh because it reminded me of a roly-poly. And that's it. Now we're going to start putting our flower together, and I decided to use the sticky dots to put this together. I thought that would hold on the burlap the best. Glue has a tendency to just kind of run right through it and not really hold very well, and I didn't want to use a hot glue gun because of the paper is so thin. I thought the hot glue gun would ruin the paper, so sticky dots it was. And I'm just kind of layering them on top of each other. Just make sure, because that's the same exact die, that you kind of turn it so that you can see the underside. And I will use just some regular glue for the tiny ones because I don't have any dots that are small enough for these pieces. Now the rose gold piece in the middle. And I did come back at the end and add those enamel dots to the center of the flowers, but I didn't do it here, so, but you'll see it in the photos at the end. And now I'm just going to attach my flower to the corner. And again, I'm going to use another dot. This paper is so gorgeous. And I got to refluff up my middle flower because I squished it with my thumb. And then we're just going to take the greenery, and we're just going to kind of poke it out of either side on the sides of the package. This is a very elegant looking kit, which I already know what I'm going to do with it, so that's why I'm making it the way that I am. This is a birthday gift for a friend whose birthday is next month, and she really wants my recipe cards for like all of the bath stuff that I make, because I make soaps and bath bombs and stuff like that, and it's just for fun. I don't sell any of it anymore, and we've been kind of getting together and making stuff, so this is for her, and inside the folio is going to be all the recipe cards for all the different little things that we've been making, and so she has her own set of recipes. So that's what this is for me. If you're a swap, somebody who participates in swaps, this would be a fabulous. I would absolutely love to get this as a swap gift from somebody because this is absolutely gorgeous. And you can fit so many cool things inside of this. The folio to send to your swap partner, it would be absolutely beautiful. It's great for a birthday gift like I'm doing. Anyway, so there it is. Flower is on. And now we're going to make a gift pocket, which is also going to go on the front. And I put the measurements at the top. So 1/4 inch the long way, and then 1 5/8 and 4 1/2. And then we're just going to kind of trim. And this is totally eyeballing. I did not do this very well, basically, but because I planned on covering the front of it with the pattern paper, it didn't really matter if it wasn't even because you're not going to see it anyways. So, and again, it's handmade. People love handmade no matter what. I did go in with my corner chomper and put, the little quarter inch corner chomper on there. But then I realized, I don't know why I did that because I'm going to cover it with paper anyway, so you're not going to see it. So I'm just going to use my tape and kind of put it together. And this is just a basic pocket, but I made sure that it was large enough to fit the tag that I wanted to put in it, and the gift card is going to be attached to the tab. I just took another piece of paper from that same paper pack, and I used my little pull large circle punch and just made like a little thing on the top. I'm going to use some score tape, and I'm going to attach it right to the front of my gift pocket. And there it is. Now, this tag did not come in the Spellbinders kit. It did come with a lot of tags, and we are going to use them, but this tag needed to be bigger, and it had to be big enough to hold a gift card. So I grabbed one out of my stash. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm not doing the tag yet. I'm doing the words. So I got ahead of myself. I cut out Warm Wishes, both with the brown cardstock that came in the kit and with this sparkly iridescent paper that I had left over from some of my winter stuff. And I'm just kind of offsetting it a little bit so you can kind of see the brown peeking out from the back. It's kind of like a shadow effect. And that'll help make it kind of pop off the page a little bit better. And I'm just going to put the warm at the top and then wishes at the bottom of where the gift pocket is. There it is. Now I'm going to embellish the front of my gift card pocket, and one of the ephemera pieces is this really pretty tree. So I'm going to put the tree on, and then I'm going to kind of pop up the deer a little bit, but I'm going to use some really thin pop dots, not the ones that came in the kit because those ones are kind of thick. These ones are some super thin ones that I got from Simon Says. And there's that. Now we're going to talk about the tag. So the tag came from also another Simon Says stamp kit, and it was one of the black ones. I can't remember which kit it came in, but just, go through your stash and find one that will fit a gift card on it. And this is not the gift card that I'm going to be, it's the only one I had sitting around. It's not the one that's going to actually go on there, but I'm just showing you that size-wise it fits right in the middle of the tag. And then this is the beautiful washi tape that came in the Spellbinders kit for December. And I'm just going to put some at the top and some at the bottom. But if you're a swap person, this would be like the perfect place for you to do a little washi sampler or even like a ribbon sampler instead of a gift card. So, or you could, if it's somebody you really know well, you could put a gift card on there if you really wanted to. But what an awesome place to put a washi sampler. So now I'm just going to put a little tiny, I'm just showing you, but it pops right back off again, how you would attach that. I'm just going to put a tiny little piece of tape right in the middle and pop it right on, and it stays in place. So that way when they pull the tag, they can also pull out their card. And now I'm just going to make a little top for the tag. And that natural white jute, I think it's called, came from Joann's, and I got it a long time ago. This thing has lasted me forever, and I use it a lot. So if you're trying to find some of that, I got it at Joann's. I'm just going to make a little bow with the baker's twine that came in the kit, and I'm going to attach it right to the top. And just gonna, I wanted it looked a little plain like that, so I'm going to make it all fuzzy on the top so it gives it a little more dimension, a little more interest. So you just kind of unwind them and then splay them out. And that's it. And then that goes right inside that pocket. And there is, oh wait, I still need to add those two. So those two little snowflakes off to the side, I also cut out with the iridescent paper, and I'm just going to attach them on top of my gift pouch. A couple places. And that will complete the front of your project. So now we're going to set that aside, and we will get started on the folio. So these are A2 size envelopes, nothing special. All I did was go in and score another 1/4 of an inch off of the fold line. So, and I did that to every single one of them. There are tons of tutorials out there for these folios that are made this way. I will see if I can find another one if you want to see how other people are putting them together, and some other ideas. I'll see if I can link one below for you. I'm almost positive that Maymay did something similar to this using envelopes, and maybe I'll link hers to the bottom so that you can see another way to make these kind of folios. So we just put them all together just like that, and that's basically your folio, and that's it. It is so simple. Now, I do need a way to close it, so I'm going to use my crocodile, and I'm going to make a hole right there at the top, and then I'm going to, I didn't have any snowflake pieces to go in there, but I found a flower. It's okay. It's white, it's cute, and I'm just going to pop that in place, and that's where we're going to put our string that we use to bind it together. Well, not bind it, but keep it closed. Now I'm just going to start cutting all of the pattern papers that I want to go along the outsides. And since this is an A2 size envelope, an A2 size card would be the size that you would want to cut your papers. So it'll be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 would be all of your pattern papers that you would cut out to go on the outside of every single one of those envelopes and the inside. So right now I'm just figuring out all the papers that I want, which ones that look at these papers, aren't they gorgeous? I really liked that gold foiled one to put right on the back. I think that's my favorite one out of the out of the whole thing, and so I gave it a place where it's not going to be covered by anything. It was just so pretty. And sorry for my head. You're going to see my head a lot because the way that my camera is sitting over the top. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm also working on lighting. North Idaho is very dark in the winter, and my lighting is really suffering for that. So the outside is now done, and these are the papers that I chose for the inside, and I've covered it all the way to the edge. Inside are the pockets, and this is where my recipe cards are going to go for my friend. And now we're just going to work on decorating the outside. So this, because it has to go inside the pocket, needs to be pretty flat. So I'm going to make a wreath, and it's going to go on the outside, but it can't be have any real dimension to it. So we're not going to do any of the scoring, using the little scoring tool on any of the greenery that's going to go in this wreath, because we don't want any dimension. So I'm just going to speed this up and just kind of go through the process of making a wreath out of all of the greenery that came in the dies in the kit. So because I'm not giving it any dimension by kind of fluffing anything up, I had to kind of figure out how I was going to add all the extra pieces to it. So I decided to just put 3 flowers down and then kind of bunch the greenery around each one of the flowers, because I couldn't really tuck anything underneath because everything's flat. So you'll see, I'm just going to use these 3 focal points to kind of put my greenery around them and kind of give it some sort of dimension that way. So this whole project was supposed to actually be with the January Spellbinders kit. This was going to be a Valentine's Day one for my granddaughter, and I was going to show you how to put it together because of if you get the kit and caboodle for February, which I'm sure you've seen a ton of videos on it so far, you get the paper doll pieces, and so I thought this little folio would be absolutely adorable for me to put a bunch of different examples of paper dolls and then just cut out a ton of different, pieces and let her put them all together and make her own Valentine's Day cards. So originally that's what this was supposed to be, but I have not received my kit yet, and I guess Spellbinders has been too busy to send me my kit. So I'm waiting for that, and in the meantime I still needed to get out a birthday gift for my friend, so I thought I would show you this one, and then when it gets time for the February kit to finally show up, I will throw up some pictures on Instagram, and I will do a blog post to show you how that one looks. So if you want to do something similar for a family member, one of your granddaughters or your daughters or whatever, you could make one kind of the same. But it would basically be the same thing that I'm doing right now, just using the, Valentine's Day themed cutesy stuff instead of this kind of elegant adult looking stuff. So I'm just kind of going through the process of, I left this part in to show you that I never have a plan. I don't think any of us that do these videos ever have a plan. So I'm just kind of showing you my ideas, how I kind of come up with the placement for each page when I'm decorating. Not really any rocket science. You can see that we all have to just kind of play, and you just start putting stuff on the pages and moving them around and just figure out what looks best. So for the middle inside pocket, I decided to do a pocket on top of a pocket. So I put the size of the pocket up on the top in case you do use A2 size envelopes. And you're just going to attach it right to the bottom of that center one. I wouldn't put pockets on the two end envelopes, only because those ones are going to be moving around a lot, and whatever you put in the pocket may fall out. But for the center pocket, it's pretty well secured once it's closed, and so whatever's in there really isn't going to fall out. So I'm just using some of the pattern paper, and I'm going to fight with my gun. And I'm just going to set it right in the middle, leaving a black border around all four sides. And then I'm just going to put the bear, because he's cute and I want it to. Honestly, what I wanted to use was the bear that came in the kit with the dies, and cut one out, but he was actually really big, so he wasn't going to fit. I'll use him for some other project. And then I'm going to use these tags. Now, if you were doing this as a swap, this would be a great place, again, to put some extra ephemera pieces in there. You could put, what do you call it, those packets with all the sequins, the sequin mix packet in that pocket. You could add some more ephemera in that pocket. You could do some more die cuts. You could do all kinds of stuff. So for this side, I decided to use one of the dies that makes this scallop circle, and we're going to mount the deer's head on the scallop circle. So I used the black paper and I cut that out, and now I'm just going to pop up the deer head with a really thin piece of foam tape. This is my favorite foam tape. I got it at the 99-cent store, and now they don't have it anymore, so I'm sad. And then for the bottom there, I'm going to again use a piece of the burlap, and that, I don't know how well you can see it, but that little wood veneer there says 1 deer full on it, and I've had it forever, and I thought this was like the perfect, probably the only time I'm ever going to have a reason to use it. So it is from my stash. It's not from the kit, but there are other sentiments in the kit that you could use if you don't have anything from your own stash you want to use. And I'm just going to glue it down on top of the burlap strip, and that will complete that page. And now we're going to work on the last page. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we're going to put the toppers. I'm using the baker's twine from the kit, put them on top of all 3 tags, and also made a little bow to go underneath my 1 deer full sentiment. I never can leave well enough alone. I have to keep adding and adding and adding. Even after I finished videoing, I realized I hadn't used any of the enamel dots, and I went back and added some more. So there's room at the top if you wanted to put a sentiment up there. I'm just going to leave mine blank. And then I'm just going to kind of arrange where these guys are going to go. I thought that tag would look really nice. And I'm sorry about the lighting. Again, my camera is just, there's too many sparkly things around, and so it keeps trying to readjust on the sparkles. So now all I did was just add my twine into the little hole that I made and wrapped it around a couple times, created a bow, and now my little folio fits right inside the pocket. And there you can see you still have room. You could add a card back there. You could add maybe a bookmark, whatever else you want to stick in there. It's pretty good size pocket. But that is going to complete our project. I hope you guys really like it. I hope you're inspired by it. And if you do, could you leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. There will be more to come. And I really do appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.